This is Layla, who will be spending her first Christmas not with a loving family, but instead in the Radcliffe Animal Shelter. But this is a common story amongst the many animals that often await new owners that may never come. Radcliffe Animal Shelter has seen a rise in its amount of animals following the Christmas period for the past 2 years, a trend which could continue to rise in 2016. Sophie explains the impact this can have on the animals and how they seek to help.
It's not nice for the dog. It's not nice for the dog to come here. The dog doesn't know anybody here. It doesn't know the environment. It is really, really stressful for that animal to come here. So if you don't like pets, that's absolutely fine, but just don't buy one. We have roughly 51 kennel spaces, but it varies because sometimes we do unfortunately get pairs of dogs that come in, so we can have more than one dog in a kennel. We basically accept animals then that don't have homes, that are being mistreated or cruelly kept for no fault of their own. We will rehabilitate them, we'll get them better, back to health, and then when we feel comfortable that they're okay, we will start looking for a new home for them.
Becky is currently volunteering and also a 3-time adoptee and has a few words for those thinking of adopting.
The cats were both, they were taken to their rescue centre because their owners couldn't look after them anymore. I think one had an elderly owner, and I'm not sure of the other one's circumstances, but they've both really settled in as well. And when you get a pet from a rescue centre, you know, it's good to know because the staff will work with them and find out what their background is before rehoming them. So if you're planning, if you live in rented accommodation and you're planning on moving on or anything like that, then it's always best to check that your circumstances are going to allow you to look after that pet, because like I said before, you can have a pet for sort of 20 years, so you've got to make sure that you're willing to commit to that pet before getting one. But I love all 3 of our rescue pets, and we get a lot of joy out of them, so I definitely recommend it. If you can do it, then it's really rewarding.
For those unable to volunteer, there are other ways to help.
Funny behind the campaign for dog food and stuff like that, it's really good. You look at the amount of food they had in the storage and you think, it's a lot of food. When they explain, obviously they've got like 17, 18 dogs all having 2 meals a day, you realise that food isn't going to go very far. So
just before Christmas, we do have a large number of dog tins, cat tins, practically all sorts of food donated to us, which we greatly appreciate.
When people reflect and begin to realise that a pet is not just for Christmas, animals will only be sheltered in loving arms. Mark Spencer for Notch TV.